Yeah.
No, Joey, have you never done the like game with the White Russian?
The white. Really? What? That's
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah, that's a game. That's actually
What?
like you've been to the. Do you remember the Bastard Cafe here in Copenhagen, the board game cafe?
The board game cafe. Yeah.
They have an event where they do the movie. Watch the movie with the dude. What's it called?
Really? Oh, one second. Hey, everyone, welcome. Welcome everyone to
Yes,
After Hours.
The After Hours.
Yep. Anyway, we are like Mans wants to talk to me about a game with a White Russian or something.
Obviously, we've the Big Lebowski, right? The movie, the Big Lebowski with the dude. Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, legendary character played by Jeff
Bridges.
And there's a game where you go and you watch it with a bunch of other guys or girls, whoever you want to watch, and then every time he makes a White Russian, you have to make a White Russian and drink it. That's actually pretty fun. It's pretty funny, and then you do the lines. You do the lines with, "Wait, watch out! There's a beverage here, man!" And then all the stuff. It's pretty funny. It's a legendary movie, by the way. It's a really funny movie.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Anyway, welcome, people. It is almost the end of the night, but we got some shit left to do.
Yes.
We got some places left to be. We got some after parties to go to. We got some chillings to go to. Maybe you're just vibing in a park, drunk as fuck, just reminiscing with your friends somewhere.
Wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time.
So, welcome to the After Hours. And this week, I have been fucking going off some music news.
Oh,
good lord!
Here we go.
Yeah, the fucking AI Drake shit. Have you followed it?
Yes.
Oh my god! Listen. In my opinion, Drake missed a gigantic marketing opportunity here.
Yes.
That shit went viral. He could have been like, "Yeah, that's me," because the song, like the AI songs that have come out, are
it's almost
90
the same.
A million times better than the shit he came
and it's
up
not
with,
just
like,
Drake,
is
it? It's also the Kanye
the
ones.
Weeknd,
The Weeknd. The Kanye ones
Travis
were
Scott.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask you is, do you think it's going to be a problem?
No, I don't. The thing is, in general, I actually think it'll be pretty easy to spot when it's real and not, because it's doing the same thing that it does with job applications or school assignments or whatever. It draws on stuff that's already been made, and so I feel unless you are very bad at what you're doing, the innovation and the flow of where things go should always represent something new, and it should be pretty simple. Because I think, well, you say is it going to be a problem? Is it going to be more prevalent? Yes, I think so. And I think in general you could probably, if you're a very good producer and you know what exactly you want to make, you could probably AI most of it and make it work exactly. But it will never ever get to a point where you don't need a very creative mind to create music that's great to listen to.
No. Yeah, I feel like you just have to like create the lyrics and then you're good.
Yeah, and
like,
it's just. I think in general, I feel like AI is overplayed and I think that's coming from me because I am a kind of a nerd and I understand how AI works. Like I've actually sat down and gone, okay, but how does it work in general? Like it's not just magic, is it? It has to be some kind of way. And what AI does is it brute forces a lot of stuff. It's not that it can think. It's just it does what it does so fast that you can make it do stuff a million times or gazillion times faster than we can do it in our head, right? And so
I can see that.
I'm not scared by AI as much as I'm scared by the fact that people will misuse or abuse AI. I'm not.
But have you heard? Have you heard the snippets? Like the
the There's full tracks out there.
It's so cool, man.
Yeah, it's
fucking. Like I said, I feel like Drake missed a massive marketing opportunity here. Instead of being a bitch and being like, oh no, that ain't me. I'm gonna send all my lawyers at him.
that part was kind of whack, right?
Type of shit. Yeah. It's like
not surprising though.
You could have, because like you look at artists like I saw BB No Money, completely ride the wave, and people seem to love him for like, and it's just. I don't know. I think it's such useless like thing to get like pressed over, because when you make music and people will still listen to you when you make music. It doesn't fucking matter.
No,
Like,
no.
just use it as a good bit of fun and to like market yourself a bit better. And it's like,
I think in general it's like if you are let me put it this way. I think if you are an artist and you are very lazy, obviously you could just do what Drake did.
For sure.
But just copyright whatever, and sick their lawyers at them, and then just go along with your day. But you could also see it as a giant opportunity, like, and then go, okay, here you go.
Because the song went absolutely viral.
I will say it was a bit generic, and that's why I'm also very confident. Because we just reviewed.
Okay.
We just reviewed "Scaring the Host." That will never come from an AI. There has to be a human involved in that part, right?
No, but listen, Drake has been, and fuck everyone who disagrees with me, Drake has been mundane for the last 5 years.
Oh, I agree.
Nothing great has come out of Drake.
No.
So it's like this, if people said that this is a new Drake song, it's like, oh, this is actually better than his usual shit.
I guess. I think the most impressive part about it is how I guess realistic the voice actually sounds, because it doesn't sound like chopped when you have Google Translate or whatever, you go this is, or like the Twitch
yes
robots reading out.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's just, for me, it's such a non-issue, and I don't really understand why like if I was Drake, I would have done what you said, just cash in on the hype. Also, instead of sicking lawyers at the guys that made it, work with them. Like, if you like the beat that much, if you're that scared of that song, they could probably fix you up something that's good for you, right? It's
probably, I mean, if it goes viral, you know why it goes viral, you know. But it's just like, I don't know, man.
I don't know. It seems very strange to me that he would be that scared of it.
It's such a, like, I feel like it's such a kind of a bitch move, but whatever, man. I also saw the fucking like statement from Universal. I don't know if it's Universal Music or like,
I didn't see that
something
one,
like that. Something like that. But like, they made a statement. It's like, you either choose pirated like fake music or you choose real artistry or something like that.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. That's unbelievable, because
it's a little bit extreme, but come on.
Especially because they are the ones that are sucking every artist dry and making sure they don't make money, right? It's like, I don't know about that one, Chief.
No, for sure. No, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, it just, I don't know. It's a bit of a, like I said, I feel like it's a bit of a missed marketing opportunity, but oh well.
I just feel like if you're in that, if you're in the music business, this can't have come as a surprise for you. You can't. I mean, unless you are like Drake and you just sit in your mansion in Canada somewhere, or in LA or wherever it is, and he's obviously being sponsored by the stake.com gambling site now, right? So
yes,
he's probably gambling in millions away because he gets paid $1 trillion, and which is also a poor move. That is very, I don't like that part. I'm not surprised it was him. I would have expected, because the other track that went super viral was obviously the Kanye West one, and I would have expected that to. He is the type of person, Kanye, where he could go.
Yes. Yeah, I would expect that from him. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, but I mean, then another like big music news. Did you see the Frank Ocean thing?
Oh, should we discuss that one? Yes, I feel like we should discuss that one.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, in general, a lot of empathy and sympathy for the fact that he just lost his brother. That is very sad. That's a sad situation. My condolences go out to him.
Yeah.
With that said, you cannot get paid of presumably millions of dollars he gets paid to put on 2 shows, on one horrific show that was incredibly poor. I weren't. It's obvious disclaimers. We weren't there. We were, but every video I've watched, every outlet I've seen that were actually there were like, this was head scratching.
This ain't it. Yeah, this ain't it.
Now, even if that, I could somewhat excuse it if he then after that goes, I am sorry, I am in too much grief, I am in too much pain. I cannot, in good faith, do the other show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay half of the money back to Coachella, and then go. I'm out of here. The fact that he then pulls out a broken leg, and then uses that as an excuse when you've just seen Tyler like half a year ago in a wheelchair performing.
Man, Tyler.
I
Man,
mean, come on, man. It's especially because he's not fucking crowd surfing anyway, is he? He's a singer. He's an R&B singer, and yes, obviously
he's a legend in the game.
But and he's not someone that moves around and jumps on stage and does all sorts of crazy stuff. He's just a regular singer, man. He could just as well sit down. It's like it's almost like he goes, well, okay, so now we don't expect Elton John to ever play again because he's sitting down while he's playing, and obviously we can't expect.
Come on,
it's like, come on, man! Like at least give us a fair excuse to at least call it what it is.
Not just that, you pay a fuck ton of money to go to Coachella.
Yeah.
And especially because Frank Ocean hasn't, I don't think he's performed in a while.
No, I knew, obviously everybody's, I think the reason why
everyone,
it was...
I think, everyone thought like it would tease his new album.
Yes, like he was going to drop, play some new stuff, right?
But man, I don't oh, Jesus. Like then just cancel. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The timing is so strange because everybody's expecting him to drop an album.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that his brother passed. It's like there's no unknowns here. There's nothing you can hide behind. There's no new info. You just end up looking like a douchebag. You just end up looking like a spoiled kid because you can't really deal with the consequences, or you don't really want to. And the thing is, it makes it look like he's so unhappy that people were unhappy with his performance. That it ends up not even sounding realistic that it was because of his brother's passing. Because if it had been about his brother's passing, put it out there in advance. You could have just gone out and said, I'm not really in the right headspace, but you know what, I'm going to try the first show and see how it goes. And then you could have gone out and say, I'm not in a place where I can do this in good faith or whatever.
That I do think that statement that you just said, that does kind of... that's very much today's society of like wanting to find a problem in everything.
Yeah, I guess.
It is. I definitely not agree with anything that he did at Coachella, because I feel like it's just very poor taste.
Yeah.
But I could get like some lapses of judgment and just things going over your head can be made in, because a brother, especially if you're very close to him, like even a very good friend passing would lay you out for a long time.
I have full sympathy for the fact that he's in grief. But what I don't understand is if you're in his position with his kind of money and the kind of fees he can demand for shows, why do you not have a team around you that is helping you make these decisions?
Honestly, I don't. Yes,
there should have been someone at his team going, you know what, Frank, this ain't the time for it. It sucks that the timing is what it is, and you have to cancel Coachella because it's Coachella. But I don't think it's a good idea for you to go and play this concert, right?
We can actually go in on that point, because I think a lot of celebrity social media / managing teams are horrible.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Complete leeches.
I think in general, if you're an artist and you depend on an agency to be your your ethics or your integrity or whatever. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why people like J. Cole is so respected, right? Because he has his head is where it's at. He makes good judgments. He has people around him that he trusts. And it's I think it's a thing you hear in most rappers in some way, form or whatever, is keep the day ones at your side. Keep the ones that knew you before you were Denzel Curry or Frank Ocean.
I was about
Kanye
to say shout out Denzel, shout out Ricky.
Yeah, exactly, right. and you hear it in like J. Cole, I said for instance, and like Jid and whatever. It's like keep the people at your side that you know. Don't
you can trust, and they will ride and die
exactly
and give you whatever you need,
And they're not there for the
but
money.
good or bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
good or bad, they will give you whatever you need.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
it's funny because I heard actually I saw a short on YouTube about Snoop Dogg where he says the real ones is the one that come to my house that I knew before
Yes.
I was there, and they come and we have a game night, we play pool, and they clean up after themselves, and they hug my wife and ask her how she's doing, and then they go out and they don't expect me to pay for anything and then I want to pay for it. Like that's the whole thing, right? Then you want to help them because they don't expect it, they're not there for the money or whatever,
and they will appreciate it the most.
Yeah, exactly. But I agree with you 100%. Like, look at people like you could say. I think the best example is 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Got paid a gazillion dollars, got in with the wrong people, had a new crew around him.
I mean, was already around the wrong people. Probably.
Yeah. I think most of them are, though. It's like they grow up in these areas where gang violence is prevalent. You have to be in some sort of gang affiliated situation if you're not gonna get beat up or whatnot. So I think most of them are in the back crowd, but I also think a lot of them really want to get out and really want to have a good life.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But it's hard having no role models because, let's face it seems like most of these rappers grow up without a male role model to tap them on the shoulders and go, look after yourself, look after your family and whatnot.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you have to have, and obviously it's easier growing up in a privileged area to have an easier time figuring out the judgment calls. You know what I mean? But then you go to those areas and you have to make judgment calls in an instant, and that's hard as shit, especially as a kid.
And it's also hard. It's hard because when you're if you let's say you are a like Lil Pump or whatever, you are so young when you get like you get the viral
money and fame,
you get the fame, you get the celebrity status. You need someone who knows to put it in Kendrick Lamar terms, how much $1 cost, right? You need to know it.
Yeah.
So
no, for sure. Yeah. It's just, but that whole thing has so much layers to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's also that we tend to put celebrities on a pedestal,
which they are totally not.
I think most of them are in very poor situations, and we are obviously speaking from the point of white privileged Europe, but I don't think a lot of these rappers or hip hop personalities or in just music stars in general, they are not something to aspire to because they are very scrutinized. They end up making choices because of how the choices appear outwards. Like you do stuff because you want to appear as a good person or as someone who knows what they're worth, or instead of doing the right stuff with your money and fame.
Yeah, and you could be a good person and still get on the wrong side of
for
people.
For sure.
It's like, it's really weird because, like you said, we put these people on a pedestal, which obviously is totally like not the case, because they are just like us. They just have a talent, and people look up to that talent that they have, but the person itself is exactly the same.
No, I mean it's exactly, and it's like we view talent as if it's equating to being a good person or having good values, and
it's not.
I'm gonna be honest, the track record for celebrities ending up overdosing or ending up in jail or ending
more often than not,
it's not like they live squeaky clean lives, especially hip hop artists and people who come from very poor upbringings. They spend a lot of money on stupid stuff. They probably do drugs because that's what they did when they grew up and stuff.
I can totally understand that mentality, because obviously you never
when you make it big,
you've never seen money like this. You're like, whoa, I can have whatever I want. I'm gonna get whatever the fuck I want. I don't care. Just give me whatever none of my peers could ever dream of getting. So I could totally understand, but it's like J. Cole and Kendrick and any conscious rapper will tell you, or anyone with having had fame and going through both sides of the same coin, saying money won't make you happy.
Oh,
it's not the thing that will ease the pain. I think in Middle Child, Cole, I'll have to look up the lyric, but he says, I'm to the new guys, I'm glad that you came. I hope you know money won't erase the pain. Shit like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man.
I think it's just in general, you have to have someone teach you the smarts, because as your asset as a celebrity, as an entertainer, is entertaining. Your asset is not money management. It's not people management. It's not. So you have to put people around you that know that. I think one of the guys that is really good at this stuff is Shaquille O'Neal. He's obviously one of the best basketball players of all time, and he puts it this way. He says, whenever I got a guy, like, he has a funny story where he goes, the first time he got paid $1 million.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And then his bank, he spends it all on cars. He ends up buying three Mercedes and one. Yeah. And then his
fully blacked out.
Yeah, and then his bank manager calls him in. And he goes, his money manager, right? He goes, Shaq, let me teach you the difference between being rich and being wealthy. And he goes, this is $100, and then he rips it up. Whenever you get $100,
split it.
Split it. That's what one you save and one you can use. But if you want to be wealthy, you split it again, and then one you save and one you can use, and that's how you get wealthy, right? And it's just such it's when you put it like that, it's such an easy way of understanding it, right? And they go, okay, because the tax man comes, takes his half, and then you have to go la la la. But
the tax man is.
But you
can
have to
we
have
just
someone...
fucking. Like, tax is ridiculous, man.
But is it really, though? Should we go into that? Is it really, though?
Let me
put it this way. I live in the country with the highest tax point in the world. I would happily pay more. I would happily pay more in tax.
Okay. I will give you, in Denmark, I fully agree. You have free healthcare, free school up until, even your college is free.
Everything is free.
Money. You get money for going to college if you have a side job. I think that's how it works.
No.
If you have like you just get it. Okay. Well, I done goofed because I didn't get it, but that's probably because
you are an immigrant. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I would agree. Danish tax dollars go to something useful. Go to America.
No, I agree.
What the hell is going on there?
I would say in general, like, the American, the US is a very weird case study, because it's 50 countries that have decided we are now one country, or like one union, and you go, okay, that in itself is a head case, having to deal with that. I think if you're in Europe, I this is obviously a subjective opinion.
Yeah,
I am very socialist by nature. I want everybody to have the same advantages that I had. Yeah. So in Denmark we pay a base level of tax called 36%, and then you have some other stuff you pay tax on. So you end up right around 45% tax, and then depending on what else you get, you pay more, right?
Yes. Yeah. But the your salaries are also pretty
obviously
good.
It has to match, right? Obviously. Yeah. But the thing is, all that obviously affords us, like you say, free healthcare, free school, free. The only thing that, doctor-wise that is not free is dental care. But I think
but that's minor.
In general, if you take care of your teeth, it's minor, right? I think it's more about.
But that is included in health insurance, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you can pay away. I just think in general, it's the. And I think we have a big. There's a big debate going on in general where you go. As a European Union, we all stand with Ukraine, right? Yeah. But there's also the point where people go, but I also want to take care of myself, and a system like the Danish one only works if everybody agrees that we all help each other. We live, we are better as a whole than we are we're worth more than the sum of the parts if we all pull our resources together and help each other, right? And so. Yeah. That only works in Denmark, and it also works somewhat in the Netherlands, because you have some of the same philosophies, ideas, right? It does, and it works in Norway, obviously, and Sweden. Yeah. But you also have to be willing to give up. In Denmark, it worked like this. It worked like this in the 60s. We all agreed that's what we're gonna do. That's how it's gonna work. And everybody, the women got onto getting jobs instead of staying home, and we
Yep.
all agreed we have to have this welfare system where we all pay taxes and we all help each other, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there has to be a generation that goes, I'm willing to give up what I have right now to make sure that the system works for my future
Yeah.
generations.
For sure. Yeah.
So
yeah.
in some sense, I agree with you. When you look at the States and you go,
Yeah, it's
okay,
so weird. Because not
tax,
only is
huh?
healthcare not free,
No.
and will run, and if you have a serious accident, will run you up some fucking
Did you
stacks on
see,
stacks.
did you see the Twitter threads that went viral?
No,
Where
I haven't.
a guy went in and he had to have
Yeah.
a appendix removed, like a very small
Yeah.
minor
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And I think it cost him like $50,000-$60,000, right? And
that
you
is,
go,
but that's so
For
stupid.
what?
But it's the same with the college educations.
yes,
It's like you have to pay.
yeah,
Like obviously, I had a student loan when I was studying in Denmark because I had to get money from something
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
I couldn't get a job yet because I had full-time school. But my student loans are nothing compared to what the fuck happens
there's
in
a
America.
big difference between, because like you say, in Denmark we get paid to study, but then on top of that you can, if you need to and you don't want to work,
Yeah.
you can get a loan at a very, very
Yes.
good rate. I think it's
Yes,
4% interest, which
Yeah.
is very, very low, right?
Yes.
But in the US, you have to pay for your own study, so you pay money to go to school. Then you have to live, so you have to pay
Yeah.
for that, and it's not just a small amount. I think
No.
I'm not sure about this. I think in general, if you take all 300 and somewhat 30 million Americans, the net worth is in the negative because they have so much debt.
That's
And
wild.
it's like how does that
That is
run? Like how does that
wild.
work?
I
right?
don't. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like Americans, please, like
Let us know.
Like,
Let us know. How does
like,
it work?
yeah,
And
just enlighten us in the comments. But man, I don't know, cause I mean, I know you have a million of Americans talking about how shit it is and like
That's
how
obvious. That's also a big difference, I think, from state to state. Obviously, there are some
Oh,
states
yeah.
where famously, California is very, very socialist,
Yes.
very leftist. I guess
Yeah.
you could say. And so I think
for
that's
sure.
very. And obviously, you have the Bible Belt that is obviously very conservative, and and very in that sense a bit more old school thinking. So.
Yeah.
But it just seemed from someone that comes from a very I think flexible system and also very cohesive system where everybody works together to pull the load. It seems very strange that the American dream is very far from what you and I are used to in Europe, right?
Yes,
we are
for
used
sure.
to we all pay for each other to have the same opportunity to get success, and in America it's the other way around. It's I have to
Yes.
make it and by securing myself and putting myself first.
Yes.
Which,
It's very much individualism instead of
Yes.
community.
yes.
Even though, man, it's a weird one. Like,
It's strange, yeah.
because I remember growing up using to idolize America.
Yeah.
But then once you grow up and you understand the world a little bit better, you're like, what is going on over there?
Yeah. And I think that's unfortunately the last 5-8 years with Donald Trump, and you had the COVID and stuff that put it at its edge, right? That kind of polarized people even more because things in America don't look as great as they used to, and you kind of have to.
I've had a funny conversation with someone from in Australia that was a massive Donald Trump fan.
Oh,
like,
really?
Fanatic. And he like it's funny bouncing conversation off of people that are totally like
in general, I think it's very healthy to have
for
actual
sure, 100%,
conversations with people that disagree with you. It's very healthy.
Yeah.
But you have to have someone to bounce off of, and if you're willing to have a conversation with people and listen to it and actually have a constructive conversation, it's very giving. I agree.
Yeah, it's not necessarily just like, fuck you, you're wrong,
No.
like shit like that. It's just like, but it's funny because it's a semi very racist issue.
I guess,
being in general, individualism will breed racism in general. not just
Yeah,
to
yeah.
oh shit, I froze. Hello?
Oh no.
Not again.
Some technical issues. Keep talking.
Okay,
There you
we're
are.
there.
There you
Yeah,
are.
we're back. Hey. Will breed like racial, not just white on dark skinned, but also Asians, Latinos, any form
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like sense of we have to be or we are better than the rest or the other ones. um will just feed into that. And I remember him telling me like, yeah, but like if because he was very much a they will take they took our jobs type
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah.
type of thing. And it's like, well, yeah, but also they are literally on their last cent willing to do anything, and you won't even do those jobs anyway
Yeah, that's the
because
point,
it's
right?
the
That's the exact point
it's
where
yeah,
we live in very, and I think that's a very good point. We live in very
yeah,
privileged countries where we
yeah,
aren't really, there aren't a lot of people that are willing to,
put in the dirty work.
yeah,
Yeah,
in Denmark, it's like the people that take care of old people, like at nursing homes and stuff.
yes,
Danish people aren't really like willing to do it. They don't get paid that much, and
yeah,
it literally dirty job at points, right? And so what's the harm in having people come up here and actually do those sort of jobs? But if you look at it in a very territorial way, you go, but then I have to share Denmark or the US or Australia with someone else, and I go, well, our one really, your all your clothes
Yeah.
is made in China or Bangladesh or whatever. Your
Yeah,
electronic is
man.
definitely made in
Yeah.
China.
Yeah.
Everything
Or
is
Japan,
designed.
like,
Everything
yeah.
is designed in the States. There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing from you as a character that's Danish except for where you live,
Yeah.
and your culture, right? And like what you, but everything you consume. We watch American television shows. We listen to American music.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Globalism, like the whole way the
Yeah.
world gets thrown together, is a thing. And whether we choose to, like if whether we accept it or not, it will happen. And so you might as well integrate people. I think that's one of the things that Denmark has done the worst, is integrating people that come here from another country.
Yes, I agree.
It's like
As a foreigner, like no, but
you're not really
no,
that, but I agree. I see
no.
what you mean.
Okay, so no, but I've had this conversation actually with my girlfriend, because my girlfriend and I we met in Denmark, and we were both working there. And the working opportunities, if you cannot speak Danish, are very, very small.
Yes.
There's a like, either you have to be extremely charismatic and could just talk your way into a job.
Yeah.
You will have a lot of trouble as someone who cannot speak Danish too. And for me, and I'm the worst in like making myself learn another language.
Yes.
Like I did not want to. Like I was like, I can't be arsed, man. But it's like, especially if you're from a country where Danish is completely fucking like irregular to you, because Dutch is pretty similar. So I could understand a little bit and I could fully read it, to be honest, at the end. That it is very difficult. You can only get the bottom of the barrel shit.
Yeah. I agree.
And yeah, but fuck, I'm going on a tangent. I don't know where we started off on this.
No, but
point,
I think it's a similar issue in most countries. It's just that it's a varying degree. Like it's because,
but it's
even
it's so
I see I think the Netherlands has done a better job, as I understand it, than Denmark. But it's in general, I don't think a lot of countries have cracked the code as to how you get people to actually. I will also say, controversially, I think the quotas that the EU puts on countries to how many immigrants we have to take in, I don't think that's very good, because in some sense and this is a personal opinion, obviously, I want people in Denmark that want to be in Denmark, that are here because they want to contribute to the Danish way of living and want to integrate. And so in some sense, I agree with you that, for instance, learning the Danish language is hard for most people.
Yes.
It's not an easy language, but I get why it would be required, because it is the way we speak here.
For sure.
If you're
I can get that too.
But I think the time frame at which you do, and also the second part is, we are one of the countries that speak English the best outside of English speaking countries, like natively. We like the literacy level on you guys are as well, probably. Yeah,
We do it better, motherfucker.
but it's so high that it makes no sense, right? It's it's literally
Yeah.
so why would you force people to do that? Most people speak English anyway in
Yes.
Denmark, and the very few people that don't, I doubt any store only has English speaking.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Like employees, anyways, right? So it's
Yeah.
but yeah.
No, I agree 100%. It's fuck, man, I had a really good point. Yeah, but in general, because I grew up, my parents were like, I definitely grew up around very racist people, but my parents raised me very not.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even grow up feeling there was any discrepancy between any type of people. You just get valued off of if you're a good person or you're not a good person.
Yeah, that's how it should be, right?
Yeah, exactly. So whenever and my girlfriend being of a very very like segregated and marginalized people in New Zealand, being the Maoris, when the Englishman came,
Yeah.
who was very very like involved in like restoring that culture. It's like it's very eye-opening to see how much shit actually exists in that type of area.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it's wild how some of the stories she told me about what the English did is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's a very common thing. Like you see, if obviously the Spanish did abhorrent things to the South American people. Obviously, you guys, the Dutch people in Africa, the Belgian people in Africa, the French in Africa.
It was more Indonesia than Africa. I mean, South Africa, you could probably make a.
I'm gonna just put it this way: they call it the Dutch-Indian trade slave for a reason, you know.
I know. Listen, I know,
but you could probably dig that up through any country, right? But I think
Belgium. Like I've heard stories about Belgium is the single worst.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like slave.
Yeah.
Cruelty stories I've ever heard of a country ever. I don't remember which country they especially did it on.
They had the Congo, I think. Congo was.
I could probably be Congo. Yeah. I mean, I do know a bit of the history about Holland and not New Zealand, but also New Zealand, but Indonesia, where Indonesians will say that nothing can ever beat the Japanese of what they did to them, because the Dutch were like a cakewalk compared to them.
Yeah.
I mean, slavery in general was a big thing everywhere, no matter the culture, and people of Europe just fucking ran with it. But
I think the thing is, right now you see people being in a country where they are because they were forced to be there, and I think that is not a good starting point. Obviously, if you're running from war or from famine or from like people doing like putting beliefs upon you, like we see from Iran right now, where the women are fleeing because they are really that is a very poor starting point, and that's I think also a factor in you see right now in Sweden. You see right across the bridge from where I live in Malmö.
Yeah.
There are areas where the police don't dare go because they are so riddled with violence and gun shootings and killings and unfortunately those are immigrant areas. That is where the Swedish government has failed in integrating people, and so it is literally a ghetto, right? And I think that's half. I think it's a 50-50 between the people getting there not wanting to integrate, and the Swedish people not wanting them to integrate.
Yes.
And I think that's the case in most countries, where in Denmark, for sure, we haven't been good enough at welcoming people that want to be here and want to contribute and want to be part of the Danish culture. And on the other hand, we have a lot of people here who don't really want to be here and don't really want to feel Danish and want to live the Danish way. And so why should they? In that case, you're free to leave. I feel like I don't want to force you to be part of anything you don't want to.
I listened to the podcast from Andrew Schulz, the comedian.
Yes.
And he made a very, very like strong point about America in that way.
Yeah.
He said African Americans are the only people that can really fucking complain about
Yes. Yes.
that type of shit because they were forced
Yes. There's no
to go
there's
to
no-
America.
Yeah.
The other, any other ethnic group came there to get rich.
Yes.
So African Americans are the only people that really can like feel that like that can complain about that
Yeah, probably.
segregation and the that whole issue.
Disclaimer: there's probably some small percentage somewhere, but in general,
Yes.
I get your point.
Yes.
I get your point.
Yeah. I'm just paraphrasing, but
yeah.
But I thought that's a very strong point. Like people being forced. Like I could not have fucking imagine.
No.
And especially like I feel like nowadays that wouldn't run. That was probably still happens somewhere because like it to some degree, but.
Unfortunately, though, I think from what I hear in some of the Middle Eastern countries, it is almost slave-like work conditions,
environments. Yeah, but yeah, shit, man. I just like again because I didn't grow up on it. Like
No.
I just can't grasp it.
It's very hard to get if you haven't experienced it one-to-one. And I think that's why it's very good to listen to, even if you're not a fan of hip hop music, just the way they storytell, the way they grow up, and the fear they live under, living both fear from gang shootings and people of their own skin color, but also the way the police and the government looks upon people of their skin color. I think that's very enlightening.
Yeah.
So
that's
I think,
what I would like. Yeah, that's like I would love to have some conversations with like because obviously I have conversations with my girlfriends about it sometimes, but like just like especially a let's say a Denzel or a Jid or a Kendrick, like would love, or a J. Cole, would love to have a conversation with them about it because like especially because I wasn't raised to know like or to understand anything like that. Because I was like, because you're like how like it's people are people, like you're a dickhead or you're not a dickhead, like everyone has flaws, but you know like that, like judge the person off the person and not how they look, like doesn't fucking matter. And that's just, I would love to have a conversation just with people that are not or have gone through shit like that. It would just be very, very
enlightening.
Not only enlightening, but also just very like very sad. And because again, listening to that type of music, it's like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I agree.
You cannot imagine just
no,
like especially like and especially in America, because I feel like shit over there just breeds that type of mindset and
I agree.
And like I don't know if segregation is the same word, is the right word.
No, but it, to some extent there is a divide like, between people, right?
Divide, yes, yeah, exactly. It's like it breeds that because that's constantly like a Trump or a they'll be like, yeah, we're gonna build fuck those Mexicans. Oh yeah, we gotta hate those Mexicans because they do all our hard jobs that we can't be fucked to do. Oh, whoop de fucking do, how bad? You know, type of thing. But yeah, man, it's a wild shit. It's why the world is madness, man.
It is indeed. I think this is a good point to end the conversation by saying, cheers, everybody. Be good to each other.
Yeah.
Always go into any conversation with an open mind. Afford everyone the luxury of giving them a time and a place. Yeah. And just be good.
Yeah, for sure. Just love each other. Again, skin color. Who the fuck cares, man? Strip the skin color off. Everyone has the same organs. Whatever the fuck. It doesn't fucking matter. Love each other. Figure shit out together. Find common ground. Just do shit.
I agree.
Anyway, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You know what to do. We post daily. Also, please, and we beg of you, please hit that subscribe button and the bell. But most importantly, fucking comment, people. We gotta hear those opinions.
Yes, sir.
And if we're wrong about anything, we are happy to be educated on anything. We love constructive criticism or just a normal, nice conversation. Doesn't matter. We will always make sure, or me as resident social media manager, I will make sure to reply to almost everything. But just in general, people, we love you. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful Friday evening. And enjoy your sleep because you need it after the after hours.
For sure. Other than that, thanks for listening, people. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.